Um, it is noon, so let's begin with Pledge of Allegiance. And I, as your host this month, I'll go ahead and lead the pledge. If everybody else would mind, not mind muting, so we don't have a lot of voices, I'd appreciate it. Please stand and follow me as we pledge to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Now a little housekeeping notes for those of you who haven't attended and those of you who have. 1 hour meeting is what we try to cut this to. If you have any questions or comments, please use the chat dialog box on the right or use the raise hand feature. Please mute yourself unless you are speaking. And if you have listings in the future that you would like to see on the screen, please submit them before noon the day before the meeting and send them to srcir.org. Now we would like to welcome any new attendees who may be on this call. If you are new or have not been coming for a while and would like to introduce yourself, reintroduce yourself, please do so at this time. I don't see anybody interested in doing that. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Farmers Insurance.
Hey. Hi, I'm Dan Holloman. I'm with Farmers. I've been coming to the meetings for about a year on and off, but most recently, last few weeks, yeah. Anyway, I just want to say hi if nobody knows me. Anyway, if you have any insurance needs, I'm here for you.
All right, well, welcome. Please try to make it a regular event.
I'm Tally Rosa with Property ID, NHD. I can't remember, to be honest with you, if I introduced myself as new last week, but I won't do it next week. Nice to meet you all.
Okay, we're keeping tabs. All right.
Hey, Kurt, Alicia Amadeo, wanting to say hello to everybody. I'm not new, but since we're doing introductions, it sounds like a fun thing. Who doesn't like to say their name to everybody? I do. Hi, I'm Alicia. Nice to meet you all. Rancon Real Estate, your Women's Council District Vice President and Leadership Academy instructor. So, and I see you, Ellen. I wanted to say hi.
How are you?
Okay, Suzanne Janou. You,
yes.
Yeah.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. Did I butcher your name?
How do you do? I'm Suzanne Janou, and
Oh,
I'm here in Orange County, and I'm interested in finding out about your properties.
Well, thank you and welcome.
Thank you. I'm with Keller Williams Realty.
Okay. Anyone else like to introduce themselves? All righty. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the to our affiliate spotlight then. Gordon Clark from the Press Enterprise is here with us, and Gordon, please tell us what you're about.
Well, thank you. I decided not to introduce myself because I think I may have already to this group, and if I didn't, you're going to hear me talk anyway. So I figured once is good enough. I do have a short presentation. My goal today is just to kind of introduce myself. I think it's been a while since I've talked with some of you, and also kind of give you an update on some of the changes and some of the advertising options that we have here at the Press Enterprise. And what I really should say is our Inland Empire News Group. So that when I get into that, that's going to actually be one of our bigger changes that I'm going to talk about. So when I talk about the Inland Empire News Group, I'm actually talking about 3 different newspapers that have this large footprint you see here. Let's see if I can get my little pointer working. So yeah, so these 3 papers cover this entire area. Obviously, the Press Enterprise is the biggest of the 3 papers. We also have the Daily Bulletin, which kind of covers this Pomona, Upland, Chino Hills area. and then the Sun, which goes primarily into San Bernardino County. And what we've done during COVID is we've combined essentially the interior of all these newspapers into one. So that means when you advertise in our Saturday real estate section, you advertise in all 3 papers. When you advertise with some of the products, all the products I mentioned will actually cover all 3 papers. And I think I mentioned that fact several times throughout this presentation. Don't worry, this is going to be relatively quick and painless. Some quick numbers. We have a daily circulation of 61,000 and a Sunday circulation of about 126,000. Now, the daily circulation, though, is an average. And as you get closer to the weekend, the numbers start to go up. So usually what I tip as a rule of thumb, I usually think that the Saturday circulation, which is important for real estate, is probably closer to about 70 to 80,000. But that's just my guesstimate. So these are our official numbers. And then one of the things we also look at is readership. How many people are actually reading the paper? And so once again, daily and Sunday, you can see Sundays pretty much double what the daily circulation, daily readership is. And then more and more, I'm talking with my customers about our online audience. Now, we have a strong online audience, and part of that is fed by our social media traffic. And you can see we have over 211,000 followers on Facebook and 267,000 followers on Twitter. And that all drives traffic into our website, where on a monthly basis, we get over 2.4 million unique visitors, which generates about 5.4 million page views. And one statistic while I was putting this presentation together, because I was updating it for today, was just how much of that traffic is mobile. So if you guys have websites and you haven't paid attention to what your mobile looks like, it's really important, because you can see just a quick estimate, it looks like it's about 80% of our traffic now is from a mobile platform, not from a desktop. So how do we compare to some of our competitors? Essentially, we have about a 3-to-1 circulation advantage over the LA Times. And that's both in the daily or Saturday paper, as well as the Sunday paper. So we definitely are the way to get your message out if you're looking to reach a newspaper reading audience. And as I mentioned earlier, the Saturday paper goes out to, it's about 171,000 readers on every Saturday, and your ads appear in all 3 papers. And so you can see up here, it might be a little hard to see, but you can actually see the logos for all 3 papers up here. And so this is a great way to reach out to people who are looking for your listings. And the Saturday paper is what I usually recommend for property advertising. And so, or I'm sorry, the Saturday real estate section, I should be more specific. And so here are some samples of what the different ads look like. Most of the ads I run with agents are going to be in this half-page size, which is a little under 10 inches wide by 10.5 inches tall, or this quarter-page size. We also have an 1/8 of a page, which is about 5 inches by 5 inches. And this is how we'll advertise their listings in the paper. And we've come together, and what we did is we came up with a new pricing structure for individual agents. And you'll see some of that pricing reflected here. So the idea being is we brought down this rate significantly from what we used to charge to make it easier for agents to advertise on their own. And one of the things we've also been able to do is I have some agents, by the way, I also work cover the Orange County Register. And within that, we have a small paper called the Laguna Woods Globe, which reaches the senior community. And I have some agents there, and what they're doing is they're chipping in together and essentially buying 8 weeks worth of advertising, and they're just splitting the cost amongst each other. So we're definitely willing to work with you on stuff like that. This is a different advertising option that I think is kind of interesting, and that is it's designed for you to be in front of an audience that's not necessarily a real estate audience. And the reason that's beneficial is it allows you to put the kind of ad out there that's about getting listings. And especially right now, inventory, especially here in Orange County, but I'm assuming up in the Inland Empire, is pretty tight. So this is a way to put that message out there, people who are not already in the market to buy real estate. So, and these are very inexpensive. They're $60. They're about the size of a business card. They run in color. There's a 4-week minimum. And once again, your ad appears in all 3 newspapers. I talked a little bit earlier about our website. Here's a breakdown of all our websites, all our newspaper websites in Southern California. I can help you advertise on any of them. And we can do things like you could, for instance, advertise on the Orange County Register, but target our readership that's coming from the Inland Empire, or more specifically from Murrieta or Temecula. So however it works best for you, where you want to farm. And the messaging can be for a property, but it can also be, once again, to promote your business to try to get more listings. So I have a couple samples here. So this larger area, this is the desktop. And Darlene Mays is an agent who works down here in South Orange County. And when I say down here in South Orange County, I happen to live here in South Orange County. And so she ran this ad campaign, which I thought was kind of clever. So she's got, you know, your typical listing information in the ad, but right underneath it, she put a little bit of a blurb, which is essentially a client testimony. So that's the part about self-promotion. And then of course, her contact information. And of course, this all linked back to her website. And we used a larger format banner here. Typically, a lot of people use this size, which I like for mobile. But for this, I kind of like this because it puts you, also there's only one spot on our website that's going to appear, and that's in the upper right corner. So you're going to be high up on the page, and it's a larger format, so we can show a little bit more of an advertising message. And finally, what we can do, and what we did for her, is we targeted this all into the South Orange County, Mission Viejo area. So similarly, for you guys, if you want to run an ad campaign that just targets those cities you farm in, we can put that together for you. By the way, this also works for any of you affiliates who want to do some advertising. We can help you there too. So I'm not going to spend too much more time going into all the different options we have, but suffice it to say, we can definitely help you with banners. But we also can advertise on mobile web and different apps. We can help you with social media campaigns. You can actually advertise to our social media audience, or we can help you manage Facebook ad campaigns, things of that nature. We help with search, we help with email marketing, and we do some of the more advanced stuff because we have a strategic partnership with Ad Taxi, which is a online advertising agency. And so when we start getting into more sophisticated campaigns, we actually put a team together to help you make that ad campaign work. And finally, I wanted to mention that we also have a Hispanic publication called Excelsior. And in the Riverside area, it's actually named La Prensa. And it's been around for quite a while. And so if you have an interest in reaching the Hispanic market, we have an option for you there as well. Kind of went through that quickly because I know you guys are all busy. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Yeah, Gordon, the one question I had is when you're talking about newspaper circulation, is that print circulation or is that print and online?
Back up here real quick. So this is the newspaper circulation. Now there's a little bit of digital because there are some people who get the e-edition, which is different than our website, and that we are allowed to count by whoever the people make these rules are towards circulation, but it's a very small percentage. This is people who get the paper delivered to their homes for the most part, or how many households we're delivering the paper to. Does that answer your question?
I think so. Yeah, because I get the paper. I don't get a paper. I get the digital version, but I just was wondering if I was in that group or not.
Yeah, like I said, so there's some people who subscribe so they can access our website, and then they can get the e-edition. But there's a small group of people that a long time ago signed up for strictly the e-edition, which is kind of like a PDF version of the newspaper, so you can kind of flip through it. And like I said, if you have a digital subscription, you can get it too. But when they signed up for that program, like I said, the people who audit our numbers, they said, yes, we can count them as subscribers. So that number is in there. But if you're just a straight digital subscriber, who signed up recently in the last 5 years, it's not in there. So it's a little weird.
That is, well, so how do you how do you audit the circulation for the digital people that have signed on in the last 5 years?
Well, those are the people we count in this number. And that's not so much audited in the sense that we use our analytics to provide these numbers.
Okay.
So there we're straightly taking it straight off on Google Analytics.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Anything else? Anybody want to contact me and place their ad for next weekend? So let me go back. Let me go back to here. Here's my contact information. I'm also going to go ahead and put it in the chat. And if anybody needs to reach me, or if anybody wants a copy of this, just shoot me a quick email and I'll be glad to send a copy over to you. All right.
Great.
Okay, then I'm going to stop sharing here.
Thank you so much. It was a great
Thank you.
presentation. Much
Thank you.
appreciated.
I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you guys.
Okay, now we'll move on to the Did You Know? And the closed transaction report for Southwest Riverside County. For the week of January 4 through January 10, we had 182 closed transactions. We can compare that to 165 closed transactions during the same period last year. So a little off pace. We've been tearing it up lately, but we're still above last year's numbers, and kudos to everybody for what you're doing. Today's properties, unless something has changed, we have none, which is, I don't know whether that's a sign of the times because everybody's selling them so fast or what, but we don't have anything. I will share with you, because I find this just astounding, this on a personal note. My daughter's in-laws, who have a home, their primary residence in Big Bear, they just put on the market last week for what we thought was a very aggressive price of $550,000. And yesterday they accepted, with multiple offers, they accepted an offer, all cash, no contingencies, for $655,000. This is a crazy, crazy market. Anyway, moving on. Since we don't have any properties to talk about, do we have any wants, needs, or price changes? This segment is for realtors only. No affiliate announcements during this portion of the meeting, please. So does anybody have anything that they would like to talk about? Oh, come on. Somebody must have a want or a need. No? I want more listings.
Nobody has any buyers?
That's kind of shocking.
I have buyers.
What are they looking for?
They're looking in Wildemar, Temecula. He's a disabled vet and Air Force, and they're approved for $350 without an association and $315 with an association. So.
Okay, what room count, size?
They'd prefer 3 bedrooms. Would like 2, and they like the farm. If anybody has anything coming up that way.
Okay, so they're open to condominium, townhome?
If it's condominium, then it's going to be a lower price. Yeah.
Yeah, like $315 you were saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that, Suzanne. Anybody else?
Yeah, I have buyers. They like Winchester, but they're open to surrounding areas. 4-bedroom or more. Their price point is up to $600,000. So would prefer a pool, but not necessary. A bit larger lot. So if it doesn't have a pool, they could put one in. That's
Okay.
it.
All right, Kim, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have one. I have some buyers that are approved up to 650. They want to go south of Rancho California and Temecula, preferably with a pool. It's a tough one. And 4 bedrooms and probably a little bit above 2,300 square feet, and nothing too beat up or old. You know, sometimes you get the outdated kitchens. So anyways, I got a few others, but I guess that's probably the better one right there that's ready to go right now.
Okay, when you say tough one, what's tough about other than the
Well,
price?
getting a pool at that price point in Temecula is a little challenging. With that small of a demographic from south of Rancho Cal, they don't want to be anywhere north of Rancho California, which is really difficult. So, so it's a small little area that they're looking in.
And they don't want to go further south into San Diego, or?
No, because they want the school system.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay, anyone else? No, doesn't sound like it. So let's go ahead and move on to committee updates. Each of you get 1 minute to tell us what's new and different. And we'll start with the affiliate committee. Is Nikki on, or anybody else?
I'm here. Hi, everyone. Nikki with Old Republic and your 2021 affiliate chair. Our first meeting of the year will be virtual on Zoom, and it is going to be on Tuesday, February 2nd at 10 a.m. So we'll send out more info as it gets closer, but if you guys want to mark your calendar for that. But that's all I have today.
Thank you, Nikki. Barbara, Education Chair.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So I don't have anything new, but if you weren't here last week, I mentioned that the new RPA, the 16 pager, is coming out in December of this year, hopefully. It was supposed to come out last month in December, and with all the things going on, we pushed it for another year. John and I are meeting in February. John Giardinelli and Barbara Betts and myself were meeting, and we're taking care of our own training because we don't know how to teach you how to write this contract. It's very complicated. I don't mean to scare you, but you know, you're gonna have to take it a couple times, just like I have. So we're going to be doing that. I want to let you know that there will be plenty of opportunities for you to take classes, not just from us, but from, you know, CAR and other places that you can take it. And then also my education committee met, and we're getting together the SIG classes for the year, the SIG classes, SIG, and we'll have that available probably by the end of the month on what those are, in case you are a SIG student and you haven't completed them. What does it look like for you, and when can you get that done? And then we're also putting something in place for the SIG graduation that, you know, was postponed due to COVID, and that will be happening hopefully. I mean, I think Kurt, I think you mentioned, hey, we should do this sooner than later. I thought it was you, Kirk. Maybe it was someone else, but you know, let's not delay the graduation of the previous SIG students. So we're going to be having information on that too. So just watch for some things coming on the calendar. If you don't look at SRCAR's calendar, you should, because there's some great content there. And then one more thing, and only because I'm education committee, you know, for some of you, if you haven't taken your sexual harassment training, if you didn't take it last year, but you took it the year before, then you're due this year. So, so Connie, we are now working with CE trainers, so, or CE shop, I'm sorry. And they have, I just texted them today, they have sexual harassment training throughout the year. It's not a class that's a day that you have to sign up. You can take it at your leisure, but most of us, including me, I've got to take it. So why not just take it online? It's an hour or so class, and it satisfies your every 2-year requirement for NAR to for your sexual harassment training. And that's all I've got.
I have a question.
Yes.
Barbara.
Hi, Ellen. I haven't seen you forever.
I know. Hi, Barbara.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, can you fill us in on some of the changes for the new RPA?
Well, there's a ton. That would be like, I'd be open. Yeah, 16 pages from the 10 that it is right now. So there's a lot of legal jargon in there, and some of it's good. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the things, but I'm going to have to get used to it. Like, you remember when the SBSA came out, that 12 pager, and they changed everything around, and the first page says, hey, if you want to look at this, you go to this page. If you want to look at this, go to this page. That's the biggest change on the RPA. It's like that. The first page says, if you want to see what, well, not the first page, second page. If you want to see this part of the contract, go to this page. So it has this like guideline of where you're supposed to go to see these things. It's totally opposite of what we're used to, Ellen. And, you know, every year, you know, we've been in the business a long time. There's usually a few minor changes, and maybe we add a page, or, you know, things move around, and that's okay. But this is completely different. And, you know, John and I are just shaking our heads going, okay. So we're getting ready. I don't think I answered your question, but there's just a lot of extra language in there. And things are moved around to the point where this is going to be like RPA 101 for us. So get ready. And I'm saying you need to take it a few times, because it's not just a small change here and there on every page. It's a humongous change on every page. Plus,
Okay,
you know, the 6 extra pages, right? So I don't know that I answered your question correctly. I don't know that there is an answer for it, but all I'm saying is get ready, and don't wait until November to take your class. Start as soon as you start seeing them. So we're training each other in February, and then we're going to start teaching classes, I think starting May or June, and there'll be probably one a month, and then CAR will also have them, and I recommend you do that too. Howard Fallman, Gov Hutchison, they're training it starting in summer. I saw that on their training calendar. So take it from multiple resources so you get different perspectives of things, and just be ready, because most agents don't even know the contract now. And then we're adding, you know, the 6 pages on this one, and they're not going to be ready, but you will be. So I just wanted to let you know that you're not alone out there. We got you covered.
Okay, Barbara, thanks for that frightening.
I know, I'm sorry. It's Thursday. I should be frightening you on Friday, the 13th.
Okay, next, MLS Task Force. Anybody? Nope. Debbie Thomas, I know you're here. Do you got anything for Property Management Task Force? You're muted.
The only thing that I have really, and I'm sure a lot of you already know, it looks like the tenant bill is going to be extended to the end of 2021. We're expecting it to come down before the 31st, which is when the tenant protection bill was supposed to expire, and we were supposed to start being able to do evictions. But that looks like it's going to get extended until the end of this year.
Okay, thank you for that cheerful note.
Yeah.
YPN.
Hello, Jenna Garza here, your 2021 YPN chair. I just want to let you guys know to mark your calendars and spread the word. We have a top producer panel that will be virtual on Zoom. It's going to be February 24th. We're going to have, I believe, 3 individual agents and 1 team who are going to share how they changed their business last year to work with the current environment that we're all working through, whether that be virtual showings, virtual listing appointments. Obviously we can't do open houses. A lot of things changed last year. So they're going to share kind of their tips and tricks for how they readjusted their business models and how it's successful for them. So if you can, please join us.
What was the date on that, Jenna?
February 24th.
All right, thank you, Jenna.
You're welcome.
Legislative. I didn't see Norm. Nobody else. The only thing I can say something. Legislative committee is looking for ideas about programs that people might be interested in with regard to legislation and how it affects the real estate community. So if anybody has a topic that they would like to see addressed, please get in touch with Norm Chris, who's the chairman of that committee, or staff, or me, or Molly Levine. There's a few of us that are part of it. So with that, we'll move on to Molly. Scholarship.
Hey,
Kirk. Thank you. So I just want to let everyone know I've been like talking with Connie today, and our Super Bowl boards fundraiser it's in development, but it's very, very close to being ready with like a system that makes sense and works for all the very busy, hardworking people at the association. So it's very, very close to being a thing. And so I see that there are some people on the call that I don't see all the time. So while I have some new faces in front of me, I just want to let you know what we are doing is last year, for example, we gave away 25 scholarships, but we didn't really have any fundraisers because it was the craziest year ever. So this year we are going to be doing our Super Bowl boards again, say that 10 times fast, virtually. And so what we'll do is we'll have the boards, it's on a website. Nikki was nice enough to provide a really great tool for that. And so we have that rocking and rolling. We just have to implement a plan, but to make it work virtually. But it's going to be something where you can just call and pay the $20. And this is how we are raising funds for the scholarships that we award to local seniors. So I think anyone that has a high school or close to high school age child can agree it's a really rough time to be a senior in high school. So we want to support as many kids as we possibly can. And of course that requires fundraising. So please keep this in mind. It's $20 a square. It's not prohibitively expensive, and you can win cash prizes. So it's a great way to give back, and you can buy 100 squares if you want. So anyway, just keep that in mind. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Molly. WCR, I didn't see the boss. Anybody else want to talk about Women's Council?
I can give an update as your past president of 2020 and district vice president for 2021. We had our installation last Friday where we said goodbye to the board and installed the new board, and it went really well. There's some great activities that they have coming on that's going to be virtual that I'm really happy to hear that they're doing. And if I may do another plug, Kirk, about the Leadership Academy, can I do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we have our Leadership Academy that starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. And the first session is going to be about intentionality. If you've done some of this course and didn't complete it, that's fine. If you feel like you already done it and you know it, all I can say is you're definitely not the same person you are today that you were last year. So being able to reinforce what it means to be intentional and deliberate about your business, we're going to go over those skills tomorrow from 9 to 11. We pretty much give like 30 minutes of a breakout session to discuss. I will be live at the board, and I think that we can space out seating, but we will also have a very hybrid where it'll be Zoom as well. So please, please, please enroll. I'd love to see you. I'm really excited about this leadership session for year 2021. Thank you, Kirk.
Thank you, Alicia. Since Curtis isn't here, does anybody want to talk about the orientation committee? All right, moving on. SRCAR education and event updates, which you can see that screen right there if you visit the srcar.org website, and all of the upcoming events are there in living color. And you can click on the virtual event, and it'll send you the registration link, and you can go ahead and register for the program. And like, for instance, the Leadership Academy. So by all means, take a look. If you're looking for some more education, need some updating on anything, this is a great page to visit and see what's up. And with that, I'm not going to read it all out to you. You can see it for yourself. We have town crier. I have one request from Denise Wilson. that I would like to share, which is Rock Your Red event on February the 5th. It's a Zoom free event. And if you want more information, give Denise a call for more information, 902-224-3984. And this is in support of the American Heart Association. Denise,
Thank you, Kurt. Yes. Yeah, Friday, February the 5th is National Go Red for Women Day all over the world, but we always have our annual event. This year, we're going to have to do it via Zoom because of the pandemic, but we have a full hour-and-a-half fun-packed event for you guys. We have Dr. Ho from Temecula Valley Hospital. We have all kind of guest speaker. We have health training. We have a chef that's going to be demonstrating a healthy meal. We're even going to close it off, guys, with a champagne toast. Toasted into heart health, and we also going to have a lot of raffle prizes. So I will put the link to register. Again, it is a free event. It's going to be via Zoom. Rock Your Red for heart and stroke disease. You guys want to join in wherever you are, you can be right involved with us. That's it.
Thanks, Denise.
You're welcome.
I think we don't have any other town
Kurt,
crier.
real quick, I wasn't able to unmute fast enough, but for orientation,
Yes.
we are doing a virtual orientation on March 5th. So if you are a new realtor and haven't gone through it yet, or you're an office manager or broker and have new agents at your office that still need to do it, we are going to be doing a virtual new realtor orientation on March 5th. So that is the update on orientation.
Okay, Nikki, thank you so much. All right, I don't think we have any other town criers, but if there's any affiliates who'd like to be featured as an affiliate spotlight sponsor for 2021, please reach out to Sylvia for the Hemet location, Stephanie for Menifee and Lake Elsinore, and Diane for Murrieta. Space is still available, and I think Gordon will attest that it's a great opportunity to get in front of some folks. And I think
I definitely appreciate it.
Thank you, Gordon. I think that's it, unless there's anything for the good of the order anyone would like to bring up. We can call this meeting adjourned until next week. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Kurt.
Kurt,
Great
for a
job.
great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you, Gordon.
Thanks again.
See you. Bye.